This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Show presents.
You're doing it wrong.
Wrong.
Nightmare fuel.
Well, it's tea. It's tea that you're doing wrong.
Okay.
First question, how do you remove the tea bag from your tea when you're making it?
Here's where I'm going to blow your mind. I don't remove the tea bag. I like my tea strong. My tea bag sits in there till the bitter end.
What?
It's the last thing. When my tea's done, tea bag goes in the garbage.
Okay, so when you have your tea bag in there and then you're adding your milk, you put milk in your tea sometimes?
If orange pico, I'll do a splash of milk. Any other tea, I do black.
Okay, and so then is there any stirring? Do you do anything at all?
If there's a bit of milk, yeah, I'll stir it up a bit, but then the tea bag lives in there. I don't take it out.
Okay, do you ever touch the tea bag with a spoon
This
or
is a
anything?
weird line of questioning. I mean, when I'm stirring, there's probably incidental contact.
Okay, then you're doing it wrong.
What? No, I'm not.
You're doing it wrong.
I'm not specifically touching the tea bag. The tea bag goes in, stir some milk, and that's it.
Okay, well, for most of us, when
No
we
matter
make tea,
what I said, I left it in there. How am I doing it wrong? You asked me how I removed it. I don't remove it.
Okay, well, you're probably still doing it wrong because, hear me out. When you go to make your tea, and look, everybody's got preferences about how much milk, how little milk, how, boiling the water and steeping and all that. I'm not talking about that. Just the tea bag itself, when you go to remove it, if you use your spoon to squeeze a little bit of the tea bag before you remove it.
I've seen people do that.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong. And the reason.
So those people are doing it wrong.
Well, the reason is I guess there's a lot of tannins in tea, which is where you get the antioxidants.
Hold on. Do you even know what a tannin is?
Yes.
What is it?
It is a plant compound.
You're reading off a
sheet.
sheet.
Which is rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory has anti-inflammatory
You heard about
effects.
tannins once at a wine tasting, and now you think you're
Anyway,
a sommelier.
It has tannins, and the tannins can be very bitter as well. So what happens is you'll steep your tea and whatnot. When you go to actually squeeze it, whatever was soaking in the tea bag is really filled with those tannins. So you're more likely to get a bitter cup of tea.
What if people like it bitter and tanniny?
Maybe. So yours, in essence, would be just a hot mess of bitterness.
But I'm leaving it in there. I'm not touching it.
But there's so much. That means it's sitting in there longer and more
that's
likely
how
to
I like my tea.
come out. Well, you're doing it wrong.
According to
From CHFI Studios.
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
March Madness starts tonight. It is time to fill out your brackets if you haven't already done so.
It's madness.
It's time for bracketology. And Pooja, I'm very proud of you. You actually do this every year.
I do it with my family. We do a family pool, and then everybody chooses all of their teams. College basketball, we know nothing about. And at the end of the day, we have bragging rights over something that I honestly, after playing so many years, still know nothing about.
That's the best part. I mean, listen, college basketball is huge in the U.S. and there are fans in Canada, but for the most part, a lot of people here just get on board right now. So this is essentially their playoffs, and it's so exciting because it's all single game elimination. So there's 68 teams. It'll be narrowed down to 64 by tonight. If you lose one game, you're done. Your season's over. So you have to run the table to get all the way to the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the Final Four, the big dance, and eventually the champion, which is crowned in April.
Yeah, and then, sometimes people don't ask you to dance. You're like, this is weird. It's my awkward stage. But that's for another time. That's not March Madness.
Yes, and
apparently.
Warren Buffett famously offers $1 billion if you pick the perfect bracket. It's never been done. Do you know what the odds are of picking the perfect bracket?
If I know anything about Warren Buffett, I know that he is an odds person. So he must know that it's near impossible to win
The crazy
it.
part is he could easily afford to give away $1 billion and he wouldn't lose sleep. But you're right. It's 1 in 9.2 quintillion.
Whoa.
That's, if your eyes are going cross-eyed while you're driving, hearing that, that's a 9 followed by 18 more numbers.
Quintillion? I didn't even know that was a thing.
So he's not giving away $1 quintillion.
Sounds like a cotillion.
Yeah, a cotillion party, yes.
Yeah.
He's giving away $1 billion for 1 in 9.2 quintillion, because you basically have to pick There's 63 games. So to have a perfect bracket, you have to pick all 63 right, which
There's
is
no way.
basically impossible.
There's no way. And I've already started to do my own logic of things because you can research all you want. It really means nothing because a 6 seed can beat an 11 seed, but an 11 seed can also beat a 6 seed. In fact, my research shows more often than not, the 11 seed beats the 6 seed.
And if you're looking for a popular upset, almost every year a 12 seed beats a 5 seed. So you might want to pick one of those. Last year, famously, no number one, so there's 4 number 1 seeds. No number 1 seed made the final 4. So this is how wild
nuts.
it is.
Yeah.
And if you want to just be someone who picks based on uniform color, which I know people have done.
Oh, you can do that?
But you can do whatever you want. You can close your eyes and throw darts at a board. In the last 20 years, all but 2 of the winners had blue as a primary color.
Ooh.
So lean into the CHFI blue.
Okay, I'll be the monkey. It's fine. I just want to win the family pool.
You already are.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI.
We've all been there where you've put your foot in your mouth and you've had an awkward moment. This is the day to celebrate it. Have you ever done anything like that?
I have. I just want to hear Pooja's in the elevator again in case people missed it. Let's just cue this up.
Hello. I like your suit.
Thank you.
You're not wearing a tie, but I like the look.
That guy could not get out of the elevator fast enough. He was terrified. He's like, stop talking to me, woman.
And he looked really good. I really was trying to compliment him, but it just came out wrong.
Good times. Well, I can probably top you. When you and I worked at the previous place we worked, there was like a little company party, and one of our colleagues had just left for mat leave. And I saw her at the party. And I was like, oh, great, you made it out. That's awesome. And she's like, yeah, I'm on mat leave. And thought I'd come out. I'm like, wonderful. I go, so when's the big day? When do you do? And she's like, I had the baby a month ago. And I was like,
No.
I could not. I had to dip from the party. I was out. But is that on me? She mentioned the mat leave.
No, it's not. It's definitely on you.
But
it's
she
not
mentioned
her fault.
the mat leave.
It's not her fault you put your foot in your mouth.
But she just left on mat leave. I'm like, I thought that, I don't know when people start their mat leave. I didn't know exactly her due date.
Innocent mistake, but it was still awkward, I bet.
It was awful. The sweat just pouring down my face. That's the worst awkward moment I've ever had.
Okay, I believe that, and I think that you're not alone. I think we're not alone. I'm going to put myself in there as well. The times you put your foot in your mouth.
Yes, we've all done it.
Yes, Linda from Mississauga, tell us your story of that awkward moment when you put your foot in your mouth.
I was at my convenience store, and they always play jazz music. So the lady was serving me, and I said, oh, boy, you and your father love jazz. She goes, no, that's my husband. I said, no. I said, no, you and your father. I must have said it 3 times. Oh, my God. And I said, okay.
Linda, why did you triple down after she told you?
Because I'm a Leo. I told you, I'm the ex-postal worker. I'm cray-cray.
Linda, that is awesome. Thank you so much for the call.
No problem.
It's the tripling down for me.
Yeah. No, that must be your father. Yeah.
Kevin from Milton texting in at 981-981 saying, it's always awkward when you say you too to an employee at a movie theater that says enjoy your movie or a server that says enjoy your food. I've said it to people who are like, happy birthday on my birthday. I'm like, thanks, you too. It's just reflex.
Yeah. I mean, it can get awkward when you do things like that. Let's go to Dorcas in Toronto. What was your awkward moment?
Oh, my gosh. I'm an early childhood educator, and one day I had a supply teacher, and she looks to me like she was pregnant. So I said to her, don't worry, take a load off. And she sat there, took a nap, and I taught the class all day. So I haven't seen her in about 2 weeks. Then I saw her again, and I said to her, when are you due? And she said to me, I'm not pregnant. Oh my God.
No.
That was my awkward moment.
Ooh, you feel better?
It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in this room.
On the text line, getting a bunch of your texts to 981-981 of your awkward moments, including this one from Jason Hull from Toronto that says, awkward moment is when your dating service company sends you on the wrong blind date.
What?
I was expecting to meet a girl named Alexis, but ended up meeting a girl named Sarah. It was really awkward because we had nothing in common and everything I spoke to Alexis about didn't exist, but we were good sports about it. And no, there was no second date. So, Alexis, if you're listening.
Oh, Jason's still putting it out there. Alexis, if you are listening and you were supposed to go on that misconnection with Jason Hall, Alexis, you text us at 981-981. We'll connect you two. How about that?
Must have been an awkward date.
Little love connection. Yeah, I suppose. Steph, can we do one more here? Okay, let's go. Jenny in Toronto. What was your awkward moment?
It was late at night. Our family was coming home, hungry, tired, picking up food to take home to eat. Cars parked. I go out to the restaurant to pick up the food.
Mm-hmm.
And now keep in mind, we don't have our own car at that time, so we rented.
Okay.
Car was red. I knew where it was parked. I come out with the food. I open the door. I sit back in. I'm like, oh, I don't know the people in this car.
No way.
And I went, sorry. And I just ran.
Oh, my gosh.
You sat in a car that wasn't yours with people already in it?
Uh-huh. And they left the door unlocked because it was it was like a billion years ago.
Oh, man.
And then I come out and I stand at the corner. I'm like, well, where's the car? And there's the husband across the street laughing really hard.
Oh, that is awesome.
Sitting in the car because he had to move for whatever reason. I thought, oh, I'm never going to live this down.
Oh, Jenny. Oh, my gosh. I love that story.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast. Welcome to Can't Beat Gurdeep.
On 98.1 CHFI.
Catherine from Vaughan is hoping to beat Gurdeep. And Catherine recently got her license to ride a motorcycle. You've been doing this now as like something you just for fun?
Yes, mostly.
Wow. What kind of hog do you slay?
I don't. Actually, it's a sports bike.
Okay, I don't even really understand what I asked. Sorry. Do you think Pooja should take it up too?
I think so. It's fun for girls. There's ladies' days.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I wasn't so lazy, I would take up lots of things.
She's very risk averse, Catherine. She wears a motorcycle helmet while driving.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I bet you look really good on your motorcycle, Catherine. But how are you at trivia? That's the real question.
We shall see. I really want to beat Gurdeep.
Oh, I really want you to beat Gurdeep, too. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 5 trivia questions. I'll give the same 5 trivia questions to Gurdeep. If you get more right than him, you're going to win $100 of his money. And let's face it, it's not about the money. It's the bragging rights. So, Catherine, you do the honors of kicking him out of the studio.
All right, Gurdeep, eat my dust.
Ooh.
It tastes gritty.
Okay, he's gone, Catherine. Here we go.
All right.
A new study says that walking 5,000 steps 3 times a week can extend your life expectancy by 3 years. What is 5,000 times 3 times 3 equal?
45,000.
Pierce Brosnan pleaded guilty to illegally hiking in Yellowstone National Park and was ordered to pay a $1,500 fine. What secret agent character did Pierce play in the 90s?
James Bond.
Recently, a 103-year-old woman was pulled over for driving without a license or insurance. What was the name of the car movie franchise that starred Vin Diesel?
Fast and Furious.
An Australian berry company broke a Guinness World Record for growing the world's heaviest blueberry that was bigger than a ping pong ball. Since the 1960s, what country has dominated international ping pong?
China.
Ariana Grande has scored her 6th #1 album on the Billboard charts with the release of her latest album, Eternal Sunshine. If you're ordering a grande at Starbucks, is it a small, medium, or large?
Large?
Okay, Catherine, we're going to get Gurdeep to come back in. See how he does with the same 5 questions. Is it dusty out there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's gritty out there. I'm not cut out to ride a motorcycle.
Here we go. A new study says that walking 5,000 steps 3 times a week can extend your life expectancy by 3 years.
5,000's low.
What is 5,000 times 3 times 3 equal?
Better get to stepping. 5,000 times 3 is 15,000 times 3 is 45,000.
Pierce Brosnan pleaded guilty to illegally hiking in Yellowstone National Park and was ordered to pay a $1,500 fine. What secret agent character did Pierce play in the 90s?
$1,500? That's pocket change for James Bond.
Recently,
This guy's on fire. Sorry, go on.
We're only 2 questions in. Recently, a 103-year-old woman was pulled over for driving without a license or insurance. What was the name of the car movie franchise that starred Vin Diesel?
Fast and the Furious.
An Australian berry company broke a Guinness World Record for growing the world's heaviest blueberry that was bigger than a ping pong ball. Oof. Since the 1960s, what country has dominated international ping pong?
I want to say China?
Ariana Grande has scored her 6th #1 album on the Billboard charts with the release of her latest album, Eternal Sunshine. If you're ordering a grande at Starbucks, is it a small, medium, or large?
Tall. You get a short, and then there's tall, and then you asked for grande.
Yeah,
it's a large.
Okay, so Catherine, you got 4 out of 5 correct. Gurdeep,
she did well.
You got 4 out of 5 correct.
Yes,
which means we have a tie.
Yeah.
Oh, Catherine, and unfortunately, in a tie situation, you didn't beat Gurdeep. You tied Gurdeep.
Can't beat Gurdeep.
The one that you both got stuck on, the one that you got wrong, is a grande at Starbucks is a medium.
But then wait, they have
really
short, then they have tall, and that's small, medium, and then grande is large, and then venti is extra large.
I don't think so. Venti is large.
Yeah.
You know what? The names are dumb.
Oh, I know
Call
why.
it what it is.
I know why, because a short is actually smaller than a small.
Yeah, that's very logical.
Catherine, you were so good. You almost beat Gurdeep, but in the end, you weren't able to. You were such a good player, though.
Thanks, Catherine.
Thank you.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Ooh, that was close. If you just heard Can't Beat Gurdeep, 4-4 tie. I technically win, but interesting that Catherine and I both got the same question wrong. I can't believe I got it wrong. What is a grande in terms of size at Starbucks? And I said...
You said it was a large.
I said it was a lot. Well, grande means large.
But the
it
answer
literally
is,
means large.
But the answer is medium.
Yeah, and I'm blaming you for getting this wrong because...
What? How's it my fault?
Because I would always order a tall, flat white, right? Tall, and then what's next? Grande, and then venti. So I would know that grande would be medium because of the order. But then you showed up and you're all like, oh, go get a short. I'm like, what's a short? You're like, short's like a small. But I'm like, okay. So then in my brain, it went like... Short is small, tall is medium, grande is large, venti is extra large.
Oh, to be inside your head.
That's why I said large.
Gurdeep.
But also grande is literally large.
This reminds me of a scene from Role Models. You remember this?
Good morning. Can I take your order?
Can I get a tall chai?
A large black coffee.
A what?
Large black coffee.
Do you mean a venti?
No, I mean a large.
He means a venti. Yeah, the biggest one you got.
Venti is large.
No, venti is 20. Yeah. Large is large. In fact, tall is large, and grande is Spanish for large. Venti's the only one that doesn't mean large.
Venti is a large coffee.
Really? Says who? Fellini?
Thank you, Paul Rudd. If Paul Rudd says it, I agree with him.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.